creator of enRICH engagement technology and the Hot Prospect Formula, recipient of the Entrepreneurial Innovator Award at Harvard, and #1 international best-selling author of Not in My House. Please welcome the CEO of enRICH Automation, Mr. Tom Mack.
When I finally got out of the hospital, the newspaper, the one that I had been delivering papers for, had given my accounts to somebody else. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to ride a bike and deliver papers for a while, and naturally, the newspaper needed their accounts taken care of. So basically, they fired me, stole my business, and they left me with nothing. But I was thinking about what happened in the hospital. And specifically, I was thinking about a guy that was in the next bed who did auto body work. And that inspired me to take a class in basic auto body repair at the local adult education place. I think the class was like $25, and I really liked it. I had always been good with my hands, doing wood shop and metal shop and stage crew for the theater department in high school. And what I liked about auto body repair is that you were taking a piece of junk and making it like new again. It was like making something out of nothing. And that's really what we learned how to do in the theater department. We had to make sets, we had to make props, but we didn't have any budget. We just had to make it happen. And that's really an essential part of entrepreneurship also, being able to make something out of nothing. When I finished the class, I went out and I bought a Volkswagen Bug. It was British racing green. And you know how they say you should never buy a car in the rain? Well, it was pouring rain when I bought this car. But I didn't care because the body was straight and the paint was faded out, and this is really what I wanted to do. And the guy thought I was crazy for giving him $500 in cash. But I had this theory that if I could buy a tired-looking Volkswagen Bug and fix it up, that I'd be able to sell it for like $2,000, because that's what they were going for at the time. And I didn't even have my driver's license yet. I was 15 years old, so I had a friend of mine tow the car to my house. The next morning, we're sitting there over breakfast, and my dad, he looks out in the driveway, and he says, "Who the hell's piece of crap car is that in my driveway?" I said, "Dad, that's my car." "What do you mean it's your car?" "It's mine, I bought it. I'm gonna paint it, I'm gonna fix it up, I'm gonna sell it, and make over $1,000. He goes, "What?" I pushed the car up into the garage. I painted it the same color that it was so it would be an easy job. And I had this trick with Volkswagen Bugs. The carpeting was really dense, so I would just spray paint them black, and they looked like brand new. The whole project took me about a week, and when I was done, it came out beautiful. My family and I, we lived on a busy street on Long Island, so I parked the car in the grass by the road, and then I wrote out a sign by hand with magic marker. It said, "For sale." Less than a day later, a guy stops by, looks the car over, takes it for a ride around the block, and hands me $2,000 in cash. So I'm sitting there at dinner that night. I lay the cash on the table. Dad says, "What's that?" "That's from selling my car." "Did you make anything on it?" I said, "Yeah, I made $1,250. And he goes, "Look, son, this is good, but I don't want you to get any crazy ideas. You can't do this for the rest of your life. You need to get a real job." This went on for the next 3 years. Then after I graduated from high school, Dad took matters into his own hands. A friend of his owned a garden shop, and he arranged for them to give me a job. So we went to the interview. They were going to pay me $3.35 an hour. I'd have to sweat my butt off in the hot sun doing back-breaking work, and at the end of the week, I'd take home $94 for 40 hours worth of work. And I compare that to what I was doing renovating cars, because every week I'd buy another car, I'd fix it up, and I'd sell it. And I thought to myself that I'd have to be crazy to go to work for a fraction of the money that I was making working for myself. So I went in and I told my dad's friend that I was not going to take his job. And oh, my dad was pissed. But I didn't care because I was an entrepreneur and I was making something out of nothing. and probably even making more money than my dad was making working a full-time job. At a young age, I learned something really important: how to make money. Like when I was 15 years old, buying my first car, I learned how to be an entrepreneur. I learned what it takes. If you're building a pipeline with thousands of new leads, you're doing trade shows or networking events, and you're coming home with stacks of business cards, chances are that you're not doing a real good job following up with all those people. But we do, and we can do that for you. Let me show you how to make something out of nothing. At enRICH Automation, we convert leads into sales.